Chess Talk, episode 244. It is just me, Cody, your host, with Brittany.
Hi.
No Chloe in the room this time. She's pouting by our front door. And, spoilers, but later on, we'll be having a guest on the episode.
Mystery guest.
Mystery guest that is definitely not going to be promoted prior to this. Hello. We're going to be talking about The Platform with our mystery guest, the new Netflix thriller movie. And we're going to be talking about more Better Call Saul and catching up.
Catching up?
Catching on up. And I will be playing chess against a computer.
Woo! Your favorite thing to do.
Let's see how quick I lose.
Yeah.
And how have you been? How's your week been?
It's been fine.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything crazy happening. We painted my brother's new house yesterday.
We sure did.
By painting his new house, I mean we painted a room.
A very large room.
Yes.
Give us credit. We spent like 5 hours there, so I mean,
Yeah.
we did a lot.
Yeah.
My back is sore.
Yeah. I feel okay. I got a blister on my hand, and it popped while I was washing my hands yesterday. So that's the only thing that hurts on me.
Yeah.
You're just a old man.
It was when I was cleaning out everything. I spent a lot of the time
Hunched
over.
over.
Yeah. So, yeah, we did do that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, really, we haven't done much.
No, because we can't.
Quarantine,
Social
yeah.
distancing.
We did play another round of Above and Below.
Yes, we did.
And still enjoying the game, I assume you are?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, we went in, I think we both went into it with different strategies.
Mm-hmm.
This second go around, we were 100% exploring a lot more.
Yeah.
Because I got some villagers pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I started exploring probably by like day 3. If not day 2, I was already going down into the caves.
Probably. I think I did on my first one, too.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
We
I think I built something and then explored. I made it my goal to get this bonus card that gives you more points for however many explorations you do, essentially. So that's why I kept doing it, because I wanted to get like a backlog, and when I eventually get enough money to buy that thing, I would get a bunch of extra points for doing that.
Right.
That was my strategy.
Yeah, and I was just building shit. I was doing the advancement track. That was kind of like my goal.
Yeah.
And I got 2 away from the very end, so I got a decent amount of points from that and income. And then there's a card or a building that you get where it's 2 extra points per villager you have, which I got last game.
Yeah.
And it was still close. The only reason I won is because of the reputation.
Yeah.
And so when we were totaling up our scores at the end, you were ahead of me by 1 point.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh well.
You were like, I was like, yeah.
And then I looked over and I was like, wait, the reputation.
And it gave you 5 fucking points.
5 bonus points on top of the reputation points, too.
Yeah.
Since I was further down the reputation marker than you were. So it was just like a fucking back and forth tennis match. But
whatever. It's fine.
it's a fun game, though.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy it, and I do think it could be a podcast episode just because it has a good amount of like just discussion and kind of like strategy you can talk about, and you're just describing things. Like, you don't need to be staring at the board constantly, I feel like. And then there is, when you do go exploring, there is that like a little bit of RP and stuff that you can infuse on it, and it has like the chance. So, stay tuned. I'm sure that'll come up. Otherwise, I've been playing games, been streaming. We streamed a couple, like 5 or 6 games at Clue.
It was 4.
4?
Yeah.
Oh. We streamed some Clue. So that was fun. You're watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I thought you started watching a new show.
Succession.
Yeah.
Yes, because HBO is free streaming certain shows and movies and docuseries and documentaries. But a good selection. You don't get the Game of Thrones or the Chernobyl or Westworld, but you get, Sopranos and The Wire, HBO classics. Veep is on there, which I highly recommend. Succession, which is a show that I've heard a lot about. Never really had the means to watch it. I don't pay for HBO. Fuck that. But really good show. I only watched the first episode, but it's very interesting. It's like a dramatic Arrested Development. Same kind of premise of this really like out of touch rich family, but they're all competing for power amongst themselves.
Within their hierarchy.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I can't really say much more because I haven't watched more than the first episode, but I'm excited about that. What are you watching on HBO, Cody?
I started the docu-series, The Case Against Adnan Syed.
What is that about?
It's about, if you're into podcasts, you know of Serial Podcast, and the first season of Serial was getting into Adnan Syed's like murder trial and the facts surrounding it and the questionable conviction about Adnan. And so this is the HBO's like own private docuseries about it, kind of after the impact that Serial had on the case. And it's following the people involved, like his family and his family friend that's also an attorney, Rabia, and the appeal that they went through in 2016 to get the conviction lifted from him. So that's what it's about. Very well-made docuseries. I know we will probably start watching Barry at some point.
Yes.
Going over that. Probably not do like an episode-by-episode thing, but just watch it to watch it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely I would recommend checking it out. I won't be surprised because HBO is doing this, we'll see other big name streaming services do a similar thing, which I think is kind of the right play PR-wise, because HBO is getting a lot of buzz because of this, and everyone's going through the same thing, so hey, why not be nice? I know with in the gaming community, there's been tons of free games going out. Not like AAA games, but indie developers are really like saying like, hey, here's my game. I'm going to put it up for free for like a week or whatever. Grab it. And then, hey, just, please stay safe. So
yeah,
that's the nice little silver lining I've been seeing is like some communities getting together and tangent. But Animal Crossing, I think, came out at like the perfect time for people that do play it because everyone's loving it. You can go outside and you can fish and you can catch bugs. And I saw there was some article about a Japanese company that they decided that they were going to host their meetings in Animal Crossing.
That's funny.
Since everyone is already on it anyways. So I think that there are some lighter, fun moments throughout all of this, which is nice. Aside from that stuff, I am still watching Castlevania. I did not finish season 2 because our entire yesterday was blown.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying, like, that was our day. Our day was that, and then watching Better Call Saul on the platform. But I am not finished with season 2. I am enjoying it, though. Season 2 is definitely getting more into Dracula, which I do enjoy, and kind of his plan and what he wants to be doing. So I am definitely going to be finishing that, and probably season 3 before next episode, so I can give a more overall opinion on the show. But still recommend. I do think that it's picking up and showing more of the characters, and it's interesting world that I'm starting to get a bigger idea of what it's like. So if you like Castlevania, go watch Castlevania.
What? Weird.
We're gonna get into the platform discussion, so pardon our editing as we...
No, this was a seamless conversation.
So, as I'm sure I will have prefaced this little segment, we have Alex from Time for Your Hobby on. As you may have recalled, I believe he was on episodes 226 and 232. So if you want to hear more from him, go back to there. But yeah, Alex from Time for Your Hobby has his own podcast where you talk about hobbies. I've been on. Brittany may or may not
Spoilers.
Be coming on an episode.
Can he say that?
Yeah, you can say it. Yeah, absolutely.
Build the
Spoilers.
hype. So thanks for coming back, Alex. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like a regular. Like I have you guys on my show, I come on your show. It's like we're combining our shows together.
I know.
Just slowly.
What is this, a crossover episode?
It's a chess talk time hobby. Yeah, that's the name, chess hobby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Time for your hobby, chess.
When are you going to go on and talk about chess as your hobby?
Ooh.
Is chess your hobby?
I mean, no.
Okay.
I'm just kind of lumped into it because of the podcast.
Okay.
I would say, ask me 3 years ago, and I would say it was my hobby, yeah.
Okay.
But
Now you actually just hate it. You just play it out of spite.
yeah, I sit there and fume at the computer as it beats me down every week.
Yeah. Because I won't play.
No, you refuse.
Yeah.
But we are going to be talking about the Netflix. Well, yeah, it is a Netflix movie. The Platform that came out technically last year, but it just got released on Netflix.
It premiered at Toronto International Film Festival
Correct.
last year.
So I mean, it's considered a 2019 movie, but at the same time, like not everyone could fucking see it.
It's a 2020 movie for us.
Come
Yeah.
on.
For us casuals.
Casuals.
It's the future.
Yes.
How did you find out about the movie, Alex? Did you just see it on Netflix and you're like, oh, it seems interesting?
Yeah, that's pretty much me for everything on Netflix. I'm like, oh, cool, front page. All right, yeah, I got nothing to do.
Yeah,
It's
I'll check it out.
ominous enough. I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, and it was really interesting. I can go into details, but I'll let you do your little intro and what you want to talk about. But then I got so much to say.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, I mean, just spoilers, timestamps in the description. So if you are interested in the movie, maybe stop listening now because we're going to spoil it. And if you haven't heard anything about it, this is a movie that's about a prison. That's a vertical prison where it's all just level after level. The entire premise is that there is a platform that descends through the levels with food. There is enough food for everyone in every level to get something, and it's up to your hope in humanity that the people above you will leave you enough food so you can eat, but that clearly does not happen.
Spoilers.
I'm sure you can see it in the trailer.
Yes.
So that's all you need to know. And when the trailer came out, I did mention that this is a very similar concept to the short film Next Floor, I think, by Dennis Villeneuve. I think.
I don't know how to say his name.
I don't know either. Anyways, that's the preface for this. So please, Alex.
Well, you know what? First of all, it kind of reminds me of Snowpiercer. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's very much so like the top.
It's a lot of sorry.
Classism.
Yeah, it's a lot like Bong Joon-ho's movies with
Yeah.
similar themes. Like that's his favorite theme is classism.
Because even Snowpiercer, there's also Parasite, where
Yeah.
that's like the theme. So it's an easy thing to kind of like wrap your movie around.
The dark and grittiness of this, juxtaposed next to the upper classes, Willy Wonka-esque color schemes, was this is Snowpiercer.
Yes.
So one question I was wondering, when I was seeing this, everybody brought one object in before going in, and they didn't know why they were bringing that object. So I was trying to think about it. What would I bring in? And while I was thinking about it, I couldn't think of anything. But I'm going to ask you guys, what would you bring in as your one object?
Knowing that it's a prison, probably a weapon.
Yeah.
But you don't know it's a prison before you go in, right?
I think some of them do.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
some of them are the old man.
He was a prisoner
he was
because
sent
he
there knowing
killed someone.
Exactly. So I also do like Goreng. Is that how you say his?
Goreng? I don't
Goreng,
know.
the main character. I would probably want to bring a book or some sort of entertainment.
Yeah.
Because thinking about it from his perspective, he has 6 months where he's just there and you can bring one thing. It's sure, a weapon is the most practical thing, but you also have to think of your sanity. And so that's
Yeah.
a book. Maybe, fuck it, let's go all in on this. I'll bring a chessboard.
Just the board, not the pieces?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Can you bring the pieces?
because if you look at my chessboard that I have, the pieces are part of the board.
Yeah.
So, because that's perfect. You got time to pass, and it's not just helping you, you're helping your cellmate. So, there, decided. Chessboard.
Chessboard. I like that.
What about you, Britt?
I have no idea. I don't even want to think about being in that position because I'll just freak out and have anxiety.
So you'd probably bring a weapon.
I don't know.
Bring your chef's knife. That's
I'm sure I've mentioned it on this podcast before, but I am not one that would do well in a survival situation.
You would just lock up.
And yeah, I don't want to be in a zombie apocalypse. I would not want to fight to the death for something. I would bow out right away. I'm not made for that.
Getting more morbid, would you be one of the people that just jumps as soon as you wake up?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like thinking about it.
So, Alex, what would you bring?
Oh, that's a good question. At first, my stupid head was duct tape. I'm like, wait a second. No, duct tape's good in a lot of things, but probably not in a prison. I feel like I'd have to bring a weapon that doesn't, like, not a sword, something that doesn't get dull. I know the guy says it's a knife that keeps on getting sharper and sharper every time you use it.
Plus.
Yeah, every time. Maybe a blunt
I
weapon.
want that knife.
Yeah, just for cooking aspects and baking. Yeah. Maybe like a blunt object, maybe like a bat or anything like that.
Yeah. Or
Something
like
like
I was thinking like a crowbar or something.
Oh, that'd be
You could
good.
use
Yeah.
it to like bash, and also it has pointy ends.
Yeah. At no point did none of them look outside to try to orientate themselves, because there are windows, right?
I don't know if they were windows or just like light fixtures. But
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's misleading. Okay, maybe there are light fixtures. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said.
by the end of the movie, like there's clearly some sort of like fantastical, whatever element going on here. Like when, again, spoilers, when he reaches the bottom floor and like it's just this abyss.
Yeah.
Like something weird is going on with this entire building.
Yeah.
So it kind of like leads me to believe like there isn't an outside, perhaps, or something like that.
I've read like some people's theories about it, and they think that the entire bottom floor, the 333, with the girl and below, didn't really exist.
Yeah.
And that he
Ooh.
died on his way down after that beating.
Yeah, I can see that. That seems pretty believable because we're really jumping ahead.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to that.
Yeah, that's fine. Put a pin in that.
Yes, but overall, did you like the movie, Alex?
I loved it.
Okay. Yeah.
It was one of those movies that it's a thriller, mystery, and it's one of the who to believe kind of situation. And it really puts class into perspective, as a lot of movies do that nowadays. But it's like, if you don't share the food, we're gonna shit on your food. Say it to the next guy down. Well, okay.
And it worked for a little.
Yeah. It was really cool. I really want to watch it again, just knowing the solution. I thought the little girl was real, and I'm like thinking, why did the mother never find her? Because didn't the mother go all the way to the bottom?
We don't know if she ever made
Yeah.
it all the way to the bottom because
Yeah.
it's possible she kept getting like stopped along the
Yeah.
way. Or
Another person's theory was that, she goes down once a month, eventually gets down there, stays with the little girl the rest of the month, and then has to wake up on a new floor, and then every month she goes back to try to find the girl.
but she
If the girl even exists.
And on top of
Yeah.
that, why would she stay with the girl when she's looking for her lost son?
Because she never really had a son. She just probably
Yes.
wants to be a mother figure. Maybe she woke up with that child one day, wanted to protect the child, and then every month goes back to try to find the child. Because the child seems in good health.
Yeah, with no food.
That's what I wanted to touch on, and that's why I'm more inclined to believe that child just doesn't exist. Because how could it
Yeah.
be down there? I don't think a child could survive at all down there.
Oh,
There's no
no.
way.
And I
Yeah.
probably missed this, but was this an experiment, or what were they trying to do?
For-
It's like a prison experiment, it seems like.
Yes, I think it's for prisoners a good way to just kind of ship them off and not worry about them, but also like the Goreng and the administration lady, it's also a volunteer thing to kind of you get a diploma for doing it, or so it's like there is some sort of benefit to doing it, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
They are testing humanity to see if they could implement this self-management system.
Right. And I think they just kind of went a little lax on the world building of this. Like they tried to keep it pretty like breadcrumby, like what the greater world is like.
Yeah, one thing I found, really, did she do that with the administration lady who brought her dog, knowing what the whole place was like?
So stupid.
Yeah,
That's what makes me think they kind of touch on it where the people in the administration and above really don't know what goes on. They think this is some idealistic, they can achieve what we want them to achieve, so it's fine, I can just go down there, bring my dog, and I'll be fine. No, you won't. And they immediately get moved to 202, which is a floor she didn't even know existed, so
Yeah.
fuck. Everything's a lie.
Yes. Yeah. It's as soon as the dog's there, okay, that dog's dying.
you know what? I was surprised. Nobody else thought of going onto the platform and going all the way back up, because they see the platform going up every day at the exact same time. So
Yeah, because I mean, definitely the people at the top wouldn't want to do that. Maybe like the first 50 floors, they'd be like, oh no, I got a good level this month. Like, I'm just going to ride it out.
Yeah.
But you think people down at like 100, 150, they would easily be like, all right, fuck this. Like, let's just get on the platform and see what happens.
Yeah.
So you do need some sort of like suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
while
I
watching
wish
it.
for that though they would have included like at least a throwaway line about the people that have tried that and what went wrong or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, yeah. Like, maybe it's kind of implied that the people down below, since they're so hungry, they're much more likely to just
Go mad and kill each other
Yeah.
than think sanely.
and also like the lower you get, the more desperate the people are, and so the more likely like you won't survive even getting all the way to the bottom. So yeah, a throwaway line would have been good, like if they mentioned like, oh yeah, people try that, but the people down below, they don't let them get very far.
Yeah.
Or something.
Like, because they immediately see Miharu, is that her name?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
immediately see her, like, get attacked on the next level below them the first
Yeah.
time they see her. So I'm just like, okay, you're not going to make it very far.
Right.
You know what? I'm not a scientist. I'm not expert in physics, but I was like wondering, wouldn't the G-force just like destroy that little girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting to see. It's just like, if you saw it from her perspective, it's just like instantly you're blacking out and like,
Yeah.
no way your brain is gonna
Yeah.
survive that.
And then she's on like some glass and metal, like that would just cut her face open. Yeah,
Again, suspension of disbelief while you're watching it.
yeah exactly.
Don't pay attention to the nitty gritty. Just enjoy the theme and what's
Yeah.
going on. I would like to say one of the positives for me was the first cellmate, Trimagasi. He, I think, was like the best side character of this entire.
He was very, like, Hannibal Lecter-y
Yeah,
to
so
me.
he was charismatic in an interesting kind of way. And I feel
Obviously.
like- yeah.
Obviously.
I'm not even gonna say obviously that. I think it was just like kind of the perfect introduction to this world.
Yeah.
And he was the best kind of like mentor to have right from the get go. So I really enjoyed him and just how he like slowly introduced us and Goreng into this world. So
And you could see it, and you could also see how he lost his mind, as in the aspect of moral thrown out the window.
oh yeah, yeah, just that thought of waking up and you're trapped is just the worst thing possible, and just the slow descent to him. And like what is like the most like grotesque part, which will seem odd, is just like as the days went by in that second month for him, it's like how much yellow and brown the cloth around him got, just because he literally had to just sit there and soil himself, and like that was his existence for a little over a week, I think it was. Just fucking god awful.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was like I said, there are other movies with pretty similar themes, which is maybe different ways they show how it's going, but it was fun.
Fun?
Like
Fun,
I wasn't bored.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I had the same thing with Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was fun, but it's like I wasn't sitting there.
It wasn't boring.
Entertaining. It was thrilling.
Yes.
You know what? One thing I was also thinking, I'm like, I know I shouldn't be thinking these things. I'm like, yo, this is a really tall. Is it underground or is it above ground? Like, do other people
Yeah, I
see
was
this
wondering the
building?
same
It's like it's a giant, just 333-story building. It's pretty high.
Yeah. I don't know how structurally sound that building would be.
Going into seeing the movie, I was hesitant because it seemed like I guess the metaphor was a little on the nose and it would annoy me. But if you don't focus on that, it's still enjoyable. You know,
Yeah.
I get frustrated when people's message becomes very, very overt. And like the whole, oh, are you suggesting communism? Like, okay.
Yes,
That was
yes.
just very-
You got me.
Subtle. Very subtle line right there.
Yeah. But I also think it's interesting for Trimagasi to say that, because he is like an older person, so I feel like that's like more of their generation thing, where they like even hear that word and they're like, no.
Yeah.
So I thought that
But
was interesting.
I did read some interviews with the director where he wasn't really trying to critique like one system of, you know, capitalism or socialism or communism, whatever it may be. He was more trying to critique just the innate sense of selfishness in humans.
Yes.
And he had this like great quote because someone was asking, is it relevant that what we're going through right now is when you release this movie? And he's like, I think it doesn't matter when it was released, it's always going to have the same impact. And if we released it now and it was toilet paper and face masks on the platform, it'd be the same outcome.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah. No, it's another good thing about the movie. It's just like Trimagasi was saying, like, the people above us won't listen, and like people below us, fuck them, they're below us.
Yeah. And the only way to get them to listen is to threaten them.
Yeah. And Goreng was
shut up.
Goreng was like, well, I mean, what about when we're above? Like, shouldn't we like be nice to people down below? And Trimagasi was like, no, they're below us. Like, come on, we made it up here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Take advantage of this moment. Another thing I noticed, I don't know if I would do this, but you've noticed some cutscenes are like people just trampling on cake and other food. I'm like, would that happen? Would that actually happen?
I think they are just kind of reveling in it, and it's just this like vicious cycle.
It gets like, so animalistic the
and,
longer you are without food, and when you finally get a taste of power being above, like you just.
But it's also last month the people above you did that, so it's like, right, fuck them. I'm above them, so now I'm gonna step on everything and get it fucked up.
Yeah.
I think it's just constant.
I'm just looking at a picture right now of just all the food. I'm like, it is fucked up.
Yeah, it's rough. And like you think about it, like when the first like feeding time, like you look at the food and you're like, I mean, there's still food there, like it doesn't look terrible. But then like you really think about it, it's like, oh yeah. He says it's like, oh, I'm eating 94 people's leftovers or whatever that number is. It's like, yeah, I would probably wait a couple days too. You're going to not want that.
Yeah.
And it's cool as well how, when I say it's cool, but the idea that you cannot keep anything on your floor.
Yeah, I do like that.
That stressed me out so much.
Because if you're storing a bunch of food, then fucking people on level 1 or 2 could just take half of it and fuck you.
Yeah.
So I guess it teaches them to be like, you have to choose what you want to eat in the moment.
I think that's like part of their relegation, where they think like, okay, we're going to punish them for hoarding, so that way that will incentivize them to just ration it and whatever. But no.
Man. Nope, just straight up no.
People are inherently terrible.
Yeah.
There was a philosopher who said that. He was like, a society is evil, but people are good or something like that, or the opposite. I can't remember.
Yeah, I've heard. That sounds like a familiar quote.
Yeah, some guy with a long beard said it, right? Yeah.
Some like European guy.
Yeah, white hair.
Mid-thousand centuries. Do we have any other major thoughts on this movie? Any other standout scenes, standout characters?
Standout scene, maybe when he's just cutting, this is a little gruesome, but when he's cutting out his leg, or is it his butt?
I think he was cutting his thigh.
His thigh.
Trimagasi, yeah.
That was gross.
Like you saw, he had no morals. Like, I'm not going to kill you because the meat's going to rot really quick. I'm just going to make you last a lot longer.
Just cut off bits of your flesh, and he's like, I'll try my best to stitch you up.
And then I'll share.
Yeah, that's kind
I'll give you your share. That's what he said.
That'd be. I don't even know how it'd feel. Like, I know I'd be in pain if that would happen to me, but would you eat your own flesh?
Fuck no.
I think
in that certain circumstance,
you want to say no, but after day 20 of no food, you're going to. Like, your body will override your mind and make you go, fuck that, this is food, I need it.
I don't like thinking of this.
She's like, nope.
I'm out of this.
Because even we saw that with Goreng, where like he first tried to eat some of Trimagasi and like coughed it up or whatever, and then like eventually it just he started eating him because you need to. Your body overrides yourself.
Yeah.
Gruesome.
The mind works in mysterious and dangerous ways.
I didn't think the movie was amazing. I don't know what necessarily I was missing from it. I did think that the theme really, struck with me. The concept of it was good. I probably would have liked more world building, even though we didn't see more world building. Like, I don't get why there was the shots of the level 0 or what the fuck ever, the chefs. Like, I was waiting for them to expand upon that more or show us more. Like, I think it would have served the movie just as well if we never saw how the food was being prepared or who was doing it.
I think the point of that was just to show the wastefulness of the upper classes, where, you know, it was a big deal to, like, the head chef that there was a hair on that panna cotta.
Yeah.
But the people down below starving and eating each other wouldn't give a shit if there was a hair on it.
But
Just give them food.
Yeah.
Don't let them die.
yeah.
Would you say it would be better if it was like kind of like, remember the Saw movies when they first came out? You just jump right into the scene. You have no idea what's happening, and you don't really see the background. You're always immersed in like the people's struggle.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that either go one way or the other. Show us nothing about it or give us more information so we can kind of see the nuts and bolts of what they're really accomplishing as opposed to just a line or two. But because like if we never saw the upper class and the interview scenes and things like that, and we just had to go off what the prisoners said and like the lore that they built themselves, I think that would leave the world more to our imagination, which I would have enjoyed more. I think it makes it more fantastical, whereas now it's like, okay, there's just like 100 chefs sitting up there every day making tons and tons of food, and like we know that's how the food's getting there. But if you don't know that, then it's like, okay, what is at level 0? What is up there? What happens if you make it all the way up there? But now we know it's like, oh, you're just in a big fucking kitchen.
And then they ask everybody for their favorite food, and like, if you're losing your mind, I don't think you would just eat anything. You wouldn't necessarily focus.
Yeah.
Well, I do like tiramisu. I'm gonna wait till the tiramisu comes down.
I know it's there. It's on the menu.
It's on the
They're
menu.
doing it because in their head, it's like, oh, well, you'll eventually get to eat that.
Yeah.
But they don't realize, no,
No,
not
bro.
if I'm on level 300.
No.
You could eat
Never,
the silverware.
never.
You could eat the silverware.
Yeah, there's plenty of glass for you to munch on.
Well, he started eating his book at one point, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tearing off pages.
A lot of fiber in there.
Yeah. it's something.
Yeah. See, you can't eat the knife. You can eat the book.
Okay, I think we're ready to rate it, unless final thoughts, anyone? No? Going once, going twice. Out of 10 snails, what would you rate the movie? I'll start with you, Brittany.
6.5, 7. 7. Yeah, 7 out of 10 snails.
Okay. Alex?
I'm pretty generous when it comes to movies because I just like to immerse myself in them. This one I give 8.5 snails. So 8 snails and 1 snail with no shell.
Yeah, okay.
Aw, poor
All the
snail.
meat.
It's a slug.
It snuck its way on the plate.
Escargot.
Yeah, out of 10 snails, I'd probably give it about 6.5 as well. Like, good movie. Not amazing. Had my issues with it, but
Yeah.
cool enough. Definitely would check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, my biggest drawback is just when the message is too on the nose and heavy-handed, it just takes me out of it, but it didn't detract from the quality still enough to not make it, an 8 or 9. But
Right.
yeah, I like the length. It was not 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we do enjoy those movies. Well, okay. I think that'll do it for the platform discussion. And thank you again, Alex, for
Yes.
hopping on and giving us your thoughts and your insights.
Yes. So this sounds strange. Now I'm hungry. I'm going to go make myself a little platter and put it on a platform and just eat it as a civilized human.
See how much your wife leaves for you.
Yeah, exactly. But no, thank you again, guys. This is amazing. I always enjoy talking to you guys. And
It's
Yeah.
always a blast. And again, if you want to listen to more of Alex and his great podcast, it's Time for Your Hobby. He's on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you want. He also has a Patreon. If you do want to support him, I definitely would suggest it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go, of course, yeah. So both link to his podcast website and his Patreon will be in the description, and I'm sure you will hear from Alex again in a future episode.
I talk
Yeah.
way too much.
No.
Oh, all right. So how dare you do podcasts?
Yeah, hate you, Alex. I know, I hate me too.
Okay. So we are gonna get into our Better Call Saul discussion. So editing magic. Talk to you in a bit. We're gonna get into that Better Call Saul discussion now. We just watched episodes 5 and 6
Yes.
of season 5, so we're almost caught up to the airing episodes. By next week, we will be as caught up as we can, because since episodes release Monday night, we will always be technically one episode behind by the time our episode comes out. Nothing we can do about that.
So what did you think, Cody?
Episode 5, I went into it just looking at the thumbnail and the title. I was honestly thinking it was going to be like a side episode of just Mike down in Mexico.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, which is cool. But I am enjoying this little side quest that he's on, that he's forced into with Gus. Because we didn't see any of him in episode 6. No,
Yeah,
we
we did.
did. Yeah, because he was talking to Nacho and their plan to get Lalo. And
Yeah, he's back in New Mexico.
yeah, so it was, I don't know. Remembering that now, it's like, was it really a point for him being in Mexico? I think it was just, like, I kind of thought, like, Gus was like, you're going crazy, you need to fucking cool off.
Yeah.
And I think it did work. Like, Gus kind of, like, snapped him back into it.
Yeah. I think it's trying to develop the mutual respect that they eventually have for each other in Breaking Bad.
And I think it shows in episode 5, it's because, like, Mike is kind of, he's being an asshole to Gus. And he's just kind of, like, speaking freely. And no one really does that to Gus. And I think that's where the respect comes from. Because Gus knows, like, if Mike is unhappy or thinks it's a stupid idea, he's going to tell Gus.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Gus likes him and keeps him around. Because when you're that high up, you're surrounded by yes men. And so you need someone that's going to be like, no, this is fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to lose men. We're going to die.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about the Mexico stuff. It just, their relationship is weird, and I think they just wanted to show, like, how they learn more about each other during this time. I don't know. It didn't do much for me.
Damn. I love Mike, so
I know.
did wonders for me.
I'm sure. I did like the kind of joke about how Mike's in Mexico, his phone's dead. He doesn't assume that they have, like, modern technology and tries to start building himself a phone charger. The woman figures it out and just hands him a goddamn phone charger. Like, he could have just shown his dead phone to her, even though she doesn't speak English, and she would have just gotten him a goddamn phone charger, like, 3 days earlier.
Yeah.
I found that really funny.
She could have pieced it together.
Yes.
They coulda-
Which she did.
Yes.
It just made me laugh.
Other things in episode 5, we name a more iconic duo. Vince Gilligan shows and montages. You can't. I'm just saying, very popular TV show. 2 popular TV shows and fucking montages.
Yes.
Constantly.
Which montage are you referring to?
In episode 5, the montage of the fuckery that Saul does in front of the house.
So funny.
Yes.
Fucking radiation. Fucking not Indian burial ground,
Yeah.
but fucking artifacts. Like,
What-
fuck you.
I was thinking about it, like, it took me a second to realize, like, there was just that scene where, like, he's making a bunch of random shit. He has, like, tea bags on the stove or whatever. And then, like, he has this duffel bag full of something. And
Yeah.
he's, like, taking a hammer to it. And then, like, Kim walks in. And we're just like, what the fuck is he doing? And then it's, like, he doesn't show us or, like, explain it or anything. And then, like,
Yeah.
the next scene, you see, like, archaeologists, like,
Yeah.
brushing things off. And it's like, okay, like,
Yeah.
fucking, what the hell, Saul? So
Funny.
yeah, it's very funny, and it's a very good montage, I think, because you and I both agreed we got, like, the best side character of the season so far. The, like,
The cop.
The
I gotta
low-
make a call.
lowly cop, just like, I mean, he's a lawyer and he's saying it's a law, like, I should double check.
Yeah.
So
He's just buried in bureaucracy, and he's had to drive out to this fucking house every day.
right. Yeah. I cannot imagine, 1, being a construction person trying to just do this, and 2, being that cop and being like, oh, fuck, what did I get into?
Yeah. He's got his hands tied, and he has to do his job.
He's got to make a call.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot really went down in episode 5 besides just Jimmy being Saul and Mike and Gus's relationship developing. I don't remember much else from that episode.
Yeah, because we didn't see Nacho once
Nope.
in that episode. And Kim
Was just tied in with Jimmy's
yeah,
schemes.
she was just acting along and
Yeah.
being frustrated every time. And we
Like,
got to see
oh,
Lane.
no.
I mean, Paige. We saw Paige.
Paige?
Lane.
That's not her name. Paige is the in-house counsel for
that's
Mesa
right.
Verde.
What's Lane's name then?
I can't remember. They said it because they told her to close the blinds like 6 times.
Yes. Okay.
That was
Lane.
episode 6.
We saw Lane.
Yeah.
In episode 5 and 6.
Yes.
So hooray. Hooray for Lane from Gilmore Girls fame.
Your favorite show?
It's fine. So then episode 6, Goodman versus Wexler.
Wexler v. Goodman.
I was waiting for the courtroom scene against them both, but what we got was so much worse.
Do you want to talk about the ending first or just...
No.
Okay.
We got to build up to it.
Damn it.
It's knowing Saul and seeing what the fuck he's doing. You know he's going to pull the stunt. You know he's not going to scrap the footage and scrap his plan when it comes to the meeting with Kevin. Like,
He can't resist
he can't.
a scam.
No. And the scam, the video definitely is a scam. The artist thing, that I think is legitimate.
Yeah.
And that is something that they should pay for and like should do their fair part in crediting the artist.
Yeah.
So I can't blame him. I also get it. Thinking about Saul and putting myself in that headspace, it's like, yeah, he's gonna do it. And then for Kim, yeah. I was convinced when Kim got back that she was gonna say like, "Oh, it didn't work out for me. I lost my job" or something like that. Like I was ready for. So I guess we're jumping to the end of the episode because that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Kim was going to say that Mesa Verde didn't want to use them.
Yeah.
Stryker and
Yeah, because she kept saying, like, they're tired of lawyers.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
I was
they
waiting
got
for
fired.
that. Yeah.
Oh no.
Like Mesa Verde pulled out from them, and because of that, Kim lost her job, and
Yeah.
that was going to be the breaking point.
Yeah.
But fucking, Kim was threatening to break up and essentially saying
We
like,
either need to break up or we need to get married. I don't get how she gets from point A to point B.
it's probably the worst cliffhanger we've ever seen.
Because it's not even like, oh my god, like a wedding episode. It's like, how the fuck did she get from there to there? That's all I want to know.
And it's the
where did her thought process? Woo.
And you have the whiplash of like, I was legitimately getting upset because like Saul's voice was cracking and stuff, and like they were about to break up.
Yeah.
That's what that scene was building up to. And
Yeah.
then it's like, or we get married. Credits.
Why?
How does that? Because you literally just said that you don't care about being protected, and like it made you mad that was one of Saul's priorities, and now you're like, but wait, we can get married.
Yeah, I don't know what her thought process was. But I'm very interested to watch the next one and find out why that's her next step.
Yeah. Is this the first time this season so far where you're like, fuck, let's just watch the next episode now?
No, every episode I'm like, let's just keep going.
No. Man. Yeah, I was not okay with this being how they ended, but like it made sense. Like,
did it make sense?
Like if they were going to split, like this is kind of like a good time for Kim, because she even said it, like Saul's never going to be able to stop.
Yeah.
He's going to keep doing this shit. He couldn't even lie and say that this is the last time that he was going to play Kim, and this is going to be it. So it's frustrating for Kim, and it's how do you continue a relationship where you don't know when it ends?
Yeah.
Are you nervous for Lalo at all?
I don't give a fuck about Lalo.
You were getting so annoyed when he pulled out a gun.
Yeah.
When he got
it's
pulled
like,
over by the
dude,
cop.
don't kill cops if you're trying to lay low.
Lalo.
Shut up. But I'm glad he's not an idiot. Like, Tuco would start shooting up cops,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like.
Instantly.
Yeah. But Lalo seems a little more calculated.
He is
Calculating, I don't know.
as level-headed as a Salamanca can be.
Yes.
That's how I would describe Lalo.
Yeah. Like, if it was just the one cop, I think he was like, I'm going to kill this fucking cop.
Oh, yeah.
But then more showed up, and he's like, well, that's just dumb.
Yeah, like, I will not outgun them.
No.
They have a numbers advantage on me.
So I'm interested to see how that progresses, but it would be very disappointing if Lalo is portrayed as this very calculating, mastermind of the Salamancas. Like, he's who they bring in when, who was basically head honcho before Lalo
Hector.
came in? Hector?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Hector is now hospitalized,
Yeah.
so they brought Lalo in.
Yeah, so if the one they bring in to replace Hector is just taken down by this simple little scheme.
Well, it's not like a scheme. It's just like Lalo fucking killed someone and broke
Yeah.
in and started a fire.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, like they pointed the cops in the right direction to,
Yeah.
like, Lalo fucked up and
Yeah.
he was too cocky to begin with. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't think it's a small scheme. I think it's just like, oh yeah, like there is a lot of shit that Lalo does that we can
Yeah.
get him for.
Yeah. If they have any evidence. They have a strong enough lead to bring him in, but they don't have enough evidence to prove he did it.
Right.
So, are you losing?
I'm gonna lose. Right as I was like about to start going on the offensive with, because I can't move there, I can't move there. I'll move my rook down here. He'll take it. Checkmate.
Yeah.
No. God damn it.
Rip.
I'm getting better. I say to myself as I'm on like a 5-game losing streak. But yeah, I mean, you also have to think about the grand scheme of the BB universe of where is Lalo? Like, he has to be either put away or killed. And
Yeah.
I am more leaning towards he will be put away and Fring will kill him in the prison. Like, that's probably what the end of Lalo's story is going to be.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that he wouldn't kill Tuco because, as we've said, like, Tuco is not nearly as strategic as Lalo, so he's not as big of a threat.
Yeah.
So that's why Fring wouldn't feel the need to kill him in prison.
Yeah. I can see that.
What about Howard? How much do you like that storyline?
I don't get, like, I know that Howard was connected to Chuck and, enabled Chuck's behavior and, wasn't a nice guy all the time, but, like, he's trying to, like, extend an olive branch, and Jimmy's just like, nah, fuck you. I'm gonna send hookers into your restaurant to yell at you.
Because it's funny.
It is funny, but it's
That's
like,
it.
I feel like they're trying to show that Howard, realized what he did.
Yeah.
Chuck's death had an impact on him. He tried to change his life. And I don't know if he's reaching out to Jimmy as, trying to make amends for his past mistakes, or if he really does consider Jimmy to be a valuable asset.
I think both.
Okay.
I think you said Chuck's death kind of showed him, and like he is trying to right his wrongs in whatever sense he
but
can.
I'm thinking maybe Jimmy's more annoyed that he's not considering Saul or Jimmy as like someone that could be of value to the firm. He's seeing it as a way to make himself feel better and as like good deed after changing his life. I don't know if that's why Jimmy's like, no, fuck you.
It wouldn't surprise me if Jimmy is like, well, you're only doing this now because Chuck's dead and you want another McGill in the law firm. And also, I think Jimmy / Saul is like, well, my private thing is doing fine, so I don't need your goddamn money, and I'm gonna send hookers into your luncheon.
Yeah. That was really funny.
Even the scene before it where he got the ladies of the night out of jail or the court, and one of them was like, do you want a quick tug as a repayment? It's like, holy shit.
She said rub and tug.
Sorry.
I need that to be clarified.
And when she was talking to Howard, she said a tugboat.
Yeah. No, it was like you don't get a cruise ship and then only pay for a tugboat, if you know what I mean.
Very good scene, very good characters. Don't know why Saul is looking for these type of clients. It just seems like such a stressful headache to deal with these people.
You never run out of criminals.
No, you don't, especially when you get 50% off. Non-violent crimes.
Anyway.
Yeah. I am...
Watch Better Call Saul if you aren't already.
Are you going to say that every episode?
Yes.
Go watch it. It's good. Probably going to be up there for show of the year for us. So,
Unless we forget about it.
I'm definitely not. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for this week. So, thanks again for listening. Make sure you go check out Time for Your Hobby. And then once you're done doing that, go check out our past episodes. Go to our Twitter. There are some Chloe pictures. Go to our, we have Instagram, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, all that good stuff. We're on there. And we will see you next week talking about more Saul and some other stuff.
Bye.